Hi guys, and welcome back to another fly tying tutorial. So the fly you see in the vise is meant to represent a Coch Y Bonndu. So without further ado, let's get into it. The hook in the vise is a Hanak H250 barbless hook. This one's at size 8, it's on a heavy wire and it's finished in black nickel. The thread I'm going to be using today is from Simplify. It's at 6/0 and as you can see it's black. As always, with the nano silks, I like to get a touch of super glue onto the shank of the hook before laying down a bed of tying silk. So I'll just catch that in behind the eye and bring my thread up the shank. Try and not catch that hook point like I just did. And then I can cut away my rat's tail. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in a bit of wire. Now this is 0.1 millimeters, it's black. What you won't see is it's nothing to do with decoration. This is just to help me form the back of the body. So although it's designed really with a foam to float, I would like to think that this fly will fish subsurface, and that's why I'm using the heavy gauge wire, just to drag that down a bit. Now I'm using some of this stuff, and what it is, it's Cock Kettle's local foam. It's from Hairline and I've already cut a little section off, so I've shaped it slightly just with scissors, and what I want to do is catch that in at the end here. So I'm going to take quite a generous chunk of it, I'm going to fold it over the hook, and then I'm just going to get my thread, and very gently, you don't want to put too much pressure on it initially, because nano silk will just cut right through your foam. So just gently initially, and then once you've got it locked down, you can come in with firmer turns just to get that body nice and flat, or the back end of it should I say. So the next thing then, if I can find the packet, I really need to clean up my tying bench, it's getting outrageous. So I'm going to use some of this Pearl Chanel. It's extra small, 1 millimeter, and I do have a little bit that I've been tying a few of these up with the thoughts to visiting Lynn Clwydog at the end of the week, and I hear the beetles are starting to hatch out there, so I just want to be ready just in case. Hence I thought I would do this tutorial now. I don't know if it will happen actually, so I did try and book a boat on Lynn Clwydog for this Friday, but unfortunately it's fully booked, which is great news. It's good to hear that people are getting out fishing, and Lynn Clwydog is without doubt Wales's premier stillwater boat venue now. So it's great to see that Russell Owen and Gareth are making a real success of the place. I'm looking forward. I've only ever been once, so I'm looking forward to going back. Anyway, back to the fly. Sorry, I've digressed. I've wrapped my body and secured it at the head. The next thing I want to do is tie in my hackle, and what I'm using for my hackle is this hen cape here. I'm not very organised today, unfortunately. I should have had a feather picked out from the cape already. Just strip away the rubbish at the bottom here, which leaves me with a nice hen hackle. And what I'm going to do is catch in the very tip with my hackle pliers, and I'm going to just trim off that tiny bit at the end. Now this is to simulate the legs, of course, of the beetle. I'm going to bring my thread right back like so, and then again I'll grab my hackle pliers and I'm going to just wrap this round. I'm looking for between 2 and 3 turns. So just encourage them fibres to flow backwards. So there's 1, 2, and probably I'll do a halfway house. So half turn there, then I can let go of the feather. I don't know what's happened with my wire here. It's misbehaving. I'll just get it out the way. And then what I can do is I'm going to just damp down my fingers and my left hand, and then I'm going to catch in all that. Now I'm coming right back there, and there's a good reason for that, which we'll come on to in a minute. Once I've secured it in, I can hold my thread and simply pull away the feather. Now, the next thing I want to do is encourage the fibres of that hen hackle to flow down to sit below the hook shank. And once I've done that, I can bring my material over the top, my beetle back if you like, and just secure that into place. A couple of turns again. Remember not to come down too hard, because it will just cut through the foam, and you don't want this separated from the body at the moment. Now, the black wire that we tied in initially might have confused a few people, but basically what I want to do with this is bring it over the back, like so. And I don't know if you're familiar with the actual insect that we're trying to imitate here, but basically the back end of it here it has a split, and that's where the cover, the wing covers are, and we want to try and just simulate that slightly. Now, some people might be thinking, well, if it's going to sit on top of the water, the fish aren't really going to see that, but hopefully when it sinks, or they come up and sink it, they will see that it kind of looks the same. Now, what I'm going to do next is bring my thread in front, add a touch of super glue, I don't want to have to bother with going in afterwards to finish up. So get that super glue on there now, and then just get a few turns with my quick finish tool. Just caught in on one of the strands of my legs there, and secure that off. Now, obviously this big flappy bit, we're going to adjust that, and just in the vise here, I usually take it out the vise for this part, but obviously because I'm doing the video, I want to just make sure you can see what I'm doing, so I'll keep it in the vise. Just trim it up until you're happy, and I'm going to leave it like that. Now, the actual beetle itself, I'll just stick a picture up in the corner there so you can see exactly what it looks like. The shell back isn't all glitzy like this. I could leave it like this if I wanted, but what I want to do is come in with a brown pro marker just to make it a little bit more realistic, and all I'm going to do is just colour that up. Now if I turn it this way now, you can see that it's not a perfect imitation, but it looks a lot more realistic. Now, if you're of a mind to, and you want to fish it as a dry fly, I want this to be fishing just subsurface really, you know, just a couple of inches under the water. But if you want to fish it as a dry fly, an idea for you is to add a sighter post, like I've done here with the pink, just so when you're fishing at range, you can see the little pink bit of foam. I hope that's been of some use to you. I hope the fly works, and I'll see you all in the next one.